no good way to get to this at all. So I gotta get up to 31, go south. That'll be a while. Probably won't make it in time.
www.weather.gov/safety/flood to the ground encountering flooded roads. Host Western Trousdale County in Middle Tennessee until 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 5:57 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located in Neighbor County. It's 50 miles per hour. Quarter 5 p.m. Source, radar indicated rotation. Impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This tornadic thunderstorm will remain over mainly rural areas of southeastern Sumner, north central Wilson, southwestern Macon, and western Trousdale counties, including the following locations: Dickerson Chapel Recreation Area, Bethpage, and Bledsoe Creek State Park. Take cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. But, as storms move through the advisory area, expect minor flooding of low-lying and poor-treating areas, as well as roads and urban areas due to the intense rainfall. Where a portion of Middle Tennessee, including the following counties: Cheatham, Davidson, Dixon, Giles, Hickman, Humphreys, Lawrence, Lewis, Marshall, Maury, Perry, Wayne, and Williamson. When until 7:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Impacts: minor flooding in low-lying and poor drainage areas. Additional details at 4:44 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Radar indicated. Thunderstorms. Is more expected. Some locations will experience Franklin, Columbia, Dixon, Humboldt, Centerville, London, Nashville, Brentwood, Spring Hill, Forest Hills, Mount Pleasant, Oak Hill, White Bluff, Bellmead, Kingston, Thompson Station, Pegram, Burns, Summertown, and Fairview.
Got a tornado emergency in Tennessee. Kind of headed towards Murfreesboro. What was that, Corey? Tornado emergency. Large tornado on the ground headed towards, it's gonna go south of Murfreesboro, but it's headed in that direction. Say it again, you said large, extremely what? I knew about the tornado emergency, but what else? I just had us headed towards Murfreesboro.
Yeah, I'm like 10 minutes out from getting a visual.
Alright, Dan, go get a visual.
I will certainly try.
We got like an F0 up here, so that counts.
I'm going to dive south on 31 or 41 and full send it.
Alright, let me just my arches. I'd be able to purchase this in the restaurant.
Some of us are out here in the middle of nowhere. hopefully there's something to do out there.
Honestly, a little bit.
Got a visual yet, John?
No, I'm still locked in the room. For about 5 minutes. I can see the clearing ahead.
Gonna be towards your way. Full send it, Don. Full send. Make sure all white bars are engaged as well. You need to establish white bar priority and plan for that tornado.
Copy that.
Just like the past, you're this guy's about to drive into a possible ledge. You're just like, don't put your white bar on. You gotta have permission for this and shit.
Fucking hail course, gnarly golf ball.
Off on the gauge until they're baseballs.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
tornado warnings. Whoa. Awesome, man. Rock.
So many fucking people out driving, just oblivious that there's a tornado coming toward them.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, that's normal. Swing will be plain as day and people will still almost drive into it.
Got like 2,800 people watching too. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, not too bad for a half-second.
I'll show you how it's been. Alright, we should be breaking out into the clearing here any time now, so I should be able to get a visual. Oh man, inflow is just ripping into this thing.
Yeah. All 3,400 of us are watching, waiting for this to come on through. Almost 35. I keep pumping people over there.
Finally a clearing. Let's pull off this road. jog a little bit further south and east. I can get a little further east. Maybe I can get a better clearing. This thing's about on me. This is not the most optimal terrain, so I'll work with what we can get. I did not see anything down, but I didn't have a really good visual behind the tree line. I don't think this thing is down right now. I think there's a field up here. Oh, there we go. Wait, is that a road or is it? Damn it, it's a driveway. Perfect. See over in here. Stop right here.
I won't see it. It's too murky.
RFD wrapping around.
you are in a severe thunderstorm warning. You are in danger. You need to seek shelter immediately. Send help.
Actually, a 70-mile-an-hour warning, too.
70 mile an hour and half dollar size wind, damage threat considerable. LOL. Storm out to the southwest. Could be interesting too. Needs to stop. Just needs to die out. Start driving to Texas.
You talking about that little, I mean, it's not a prefrontal, but kind of prefrontal thing to your south, like that one that's on 55 right now?
Yes.
Yeah, we're coming through Marion, whatever. I'm gonna see how it looks when I get to Carbondale, and I'm gonna call it then. So I'm not gonna go any farther north, but we'll see how it looks.
This thing is severely rain wrapped now. Still trying to get out ahead of it, see if it recycles. Yeah, I think this thing is recycling because I see a new wall cloud developing off to my northwest, and that is right about in line where this new appendage is forming on this. So we're probably in good position if this thing is recycling, which I think it is. That'd be great if I could actually see the horizon. That'd be cool.
Copy the PDF. Wow, that is gorgeous. I see your stream. I am definitely going to look at that. Absolutely beautiful looks beautiful from your vantage point. I'm gonna try to keep this on view here as long as I can. Yeah, they did just continue the tornado moving through.
How fast is it moving? I stuff ain't loading.
East at 5-5.
Yeah, I saw that. I really like that. That's actually picking up speed. We honestly might have to go north sooner than Carbondale. Well, no, if we go north out of Carbondale, we should be good.
goody. Well, I guess I'll get gas.
Shoffley is still PDSing 10-4 beep. Copy the PDS shelf cloud over beep. Definitely one of the best shots I've ever seen.
Guess while I'm getting gas. There's really not much to look at because I'm on the southwest side of this with a really poor view of the horizon. I can feel the cold outflow coming out from this. So there's no tornado threat here. At least not right now. I was blocked by a train, so I figured I'd just stop here and get fuel.
I think 51 south might be fine. I don't know about north. I don't know if it's, I don't know specific. She just said that not to go up 51 near DeSoto because there's a sinkhole and there's a detour that's crappy. But DeSoto's all the way down southwest of where we are right now, so you're good.
Alright, seems like the thing started from southeast. I was gonna go over 124, wherever that was. I was gonna go down there and was like, 51 looks better.
These cells developing to the southwest look pretty interesting. They've got that look to it. hell is this place?
Uh, 57, I think it is. Yeah, 57. Oh, they just extended the tornado warning there, too. You going to Texas, Brandon, or you going home? 99% sure Texas.
Attaboy. Are you going to Texas or are you going to Dixie?
Texas. That HRR run, 18Z, whatever that was, definitely Texas.
Yeah, there's no sense in going to Dixie when you got probably photogenic storms in Texas.
What time is the initiation out there tomorrow?
I think it was between, well, I think HRR had it around 5, but it's been running a little late, so maybe, between 3 and 5 Central.
Copy. That little cell over Marshall County looks really interesting. If I can get its act together a little more, I can see that going tornado warning here pretty soon. Still got a minute. See, it's got a tornado possible tag on it. I'm fairly certain today was the first time I've ever been inside a Torii.
Probably been the first time you've actually caught a storm that was visible that wasn't crap in a long time too, wasn't it?
Pretty much, and that's not really saying much though.
Well, I remember last year, Fort Stockton, we missed that tornado barely. That day went to crap. It seems like every other day you've been out has kind of gone to crap. But honestly, that was a lot of days this past year. A lot of stuff went to crap.
Yeah, I'm going to be trying to get out a lot more this year. That's why I'm getting all that equipment. Just trying to, I mean, I've already got everything on my end to where it should run on its own. That was my biggest problem.
Yeah, I know. Are you ordering one of them Sodoms, or do you want me to try to obtain one, or what? Doesn't matter. I didn't know if we're going to order one or what. Because either way, we can activate it. You can do whatever you want to do with it. So this is giving us issues again today. I'm going to try to swing by El Reno and get 40s. I'm going to start making the switch because we're about to pull our hair out.
No, I'll order it. Once I get back, I'll order it immediately.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Just let me know when you get it, and we'll set up an account or whatever. It's just runs Android, so you just install the APK or whatever. Like, and they've got like a Sodom version of the app, so you install it and you don't have to configure anything. It just works. That's totally idiot. I mean, like, you don't have to piss around with it or anything.
Sounds good.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you're going to be getting out more, Don. I bet it's a greater feeling than having to be stuck at the office.
Yeah, these last few days are just breaking off the rust. Just trying to get back into it. I don't even think I knew how to storm chase anymore.
Well, it's just so nice to get out and just have fun with it. Oh my gosh!
Oh my god, I just said the same thing. Holy cow, I think one of us just about died by lightning.
I was about to say, that's awfully dramatic.
Oh, trust me, it definitely was. Oh my god. But yeah, just watch out for those poles in the drive-thru, right? They get you. There's a lot of them out here today.
Don, did you ever get a visual on that tornado?
No, I saw the wall cloud. It was rapidly rotating, but I didn't see anything on the ground. I got there too late.
Yeah, I was gonna shoot that way earlier today, but it's, I don't know, should have known better. I mean, that area always gets hit.
Got a new tornado warning with another cell out to my southwest I might go after.
I'll let this thing hit me and see what it's got.
Finally getting a view of this shelf hub. Man, is it gorgeous.
Yeah, the fact that it's visible to the north is surprising because it should be to the west, but it's definitely both directions.
I definitely think the shelf hub switched into Wumbo.
Well, so far, the bigger wins.
Man, this road network sucks.
Huh.
Literally no real good way to get over there. Probably should have went west when I was on that last exit. Damn it. Oh well.
Not really sure why ours is tornado warning. Or just shelf clouds like
Why'd it change? That we have lined up in Chase, this is not the one that I expected to last till 3 months.
We're gonna stay. We're staying on this road, dropping down to Tullahoma.
Okay. Go for the next one down?
Yeah. Like 30 minutes away from my house.
Let me call.
I just looked at that.
Let me call Landon.
Huh?
Let me call.
He is.
He's down here somewhere.
Shoot him a text message, see where he's at. Cool. We're on this road for a little while.
I was gonna say, do you want to shoot him a text for me?
I mean, if he's close, he's not, I don't mind. I'm 30 minutes away from home.
I said,
And you can stay at mine as well. Tullahoma on this storm that is going to be headed towards Fayetteville. So a little bit of storm overload. Holy, saw that nice lightning strike right there. It's a little bit storm overload. It seems like every single one of these storms has decent to good low-level rotation on it. So looks like it's going to be a long night. That would have been incredible. Put Fayetteville in your what was your password? 112301.
123100. That was
What was it? 123.
123100. It's my birthday, Brad. Learn it.
Which is surprisingly right there is giving your safe spot anyway. Your liberty, probably down there in a tornado right now. Some of the flash that you can see. Can't really see the base of that storm, unfortunately. Can't really see the outside of it, I guess, the backside of that giant cumulonimbus cloud there. That's associated with the storm that's trying to produce a tornado as it goes towards Liberty and Elton in Tennessee. Tornado warning over here in Alabama for Hennigar. Information. This tornado warning has been upgraded. Hennigar and Ida, Alabama. Tensions over there. We've got an observed tornado warning now in northern Alabama near Rogersville.
Off-roading almost.
Yeah, seriously.
Tornado on the ground down near Cedar Grove. Go ahead, Andy.
Oh boy. That route you picked? Nothing but trees.
Also, there is a huge debris ball correlation coefficient is just lowered to absolute nothing over Prospect, Tennessee, and it's still not warned right now. Maybe this was immediately be escalated to PDU's warning here, but I just wanted the biggest debris balls we've seen tonight as this tornado starts up near Prospect, so a complete blue there in that echo. So I
Got one right
expect this could be a confirmed warning.
This one?
I think so. I think that's what he's talking about.
Even though we don't have a tornado warning right now, we do have a big tornado
Yeah, this road's gonna suck, dude.
tornado on the ground near Prospect, Tennessee, near the Alabama border. Okay. Additionally, we just got that confirmation on the warning from Alabama. So
Yeah, we're straight up in
there's also a tornado on the
the
ground near
Appalachians now.
Rogersville, Cedar
We're
Grove.
up in Southwest.
This is a big tornado.
Fayetteville's not bad cleaning down there. I know this area now. This is like I said, like 30
Backyard,
of my
yeah.
house in.
Right now, it's going to go towards Poplar Hill. It's going to go towards Elton and Dixon Town. I don't know what the heck is going on, but hopefully the people there in Elton
Debris ball
understand what's
in
happening
Elton.
here, even though we don't have a tornado warning. This is a dangerous situation. We got to get those people on the ground. Also, this is probably going to cross Interstate 65 here somewhere around Dixon Town. So, once again, if you guys, we got 120,000 people in here. Y'all could literally be a hero right now. If you know somebody in this area, call them, FaceTime them, do whatever it takes to get a hold of them because they literally
my
might
turn.
not know.
My turn is 0.3 miles.
Tornado is coming right towards them.
Sorry.
And we've got no doubt about it. Okay, it's right here. We can see it. A new tornado warning has been issued. Giles County, Tennessee.
Giles.
For it. Radar
Giles County, Tennessee. Giles.
But hey, now we've got an official
spell with
warning
a
for
G?
Elton
Yep.
and
Well,
Raw.
Kills.
That one's
In
understandable.
Tennessee, Poplar Hill, you're next in line. Once again, I think a big tornado
The
is
Versailles
right through
was
your area.
was a little bit.
Holy shit.
Is
Turn
this
the bright
our-
light on.
Wait, is this our road the entire way?
Sorry.
Surely not.
All right, let's.
I put it in the GPS. You told me
Let
to.
me dive in here a little bit.
I trusted you not to send me into Timbuktu.
Whatever.
Right now,
Whatever he said.
the tornado
Brad, I think this is our.
Just enjoy it.
Just enjoy it as we
is
through the
somewhere
mountains
to
in
the
front of us.
west of
Supposedly the fastest way to get there.
Poplar Hill Cemetery. And you know where originally the tornado warning has been issued. It's going to parallel
Gets us there in 35 minutes.
over towards Crony Cemetery.
Oh, yeah.
And
Easily?
Mechanic Mobile right before it gets into the Elkton area.
You could have just told me easily, and I would have been fine.
Okay, now we've got the...
Like Jesus.
KOAM News Now. Good morning. Hello. I can't even talk. Shannon Becker here. We're in Monette, and they've had a storm roll through here. We've been talking about this afternoon. All these storms started rolling through the Joplin area and the 13 county area under a tornado watch. These storms did get severe. Obviously, tornado reported in Miami and Ottawa County. Storm damage and flooding in Newton County. Now, we're in Lawrence and Berry County now. Here in Monette, they've closed down US 60. They've had lines down, power lines, poles down. They were waiting on Ozark Electric to get here just a few minutes ago, and I talked to the firefighters. If you tap your screen, I've prepared some information there for you. This is Chapel, closed here at US 60. And they're doing some extensive line repairs down here to the north. I'll zoom in down here. You can see kind of. No reports of any injuries and no major structure damage here in Monette. They just cleared some power lines off of the top of a truck. They've kind of been stranded here as those power lines are still hot and they've fallen. Obviously, here's just a real estate sign. Here are those power lines here. They just took off of that vehicle, and they had power lines that were going over the road to this broken utility pole here. KOAM News Now. I'm Shannon Becker. If you could share this, we'd appreciate it. Let others know. We're checking out what's happening here in northern edge of Berry County. We can see Lawrence County from here. It's sort of like 32nd Street in Joplin. You got Newton and Jasper County right there along that line. This is Berry and Lawrence County. I don't think 60 will be closed much longer. This is really in front of Walmart, for lack of a better way to explain it to you. A lot of signs destroyed here, like we had in Joplin on Range Line. Just a lot of signs blown out. A McDonald's sign is blown out. That plastic there in the middle
is there. Back behind it, this line of storms with our cold front has now formed and is really starting to congeal together. Nearly a connected line of severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings that extend from St. Louis. A little bit of a break, but I expect this area to connect. This is a cold front, and this cold front is marching due to the south. So while these storms that have generated in Kentucky aren't really moving in a north or a southward direction, they're just kind of percolating in the same spot. Once this front gets closer to it, it'll be the push. It'll be the nudge that pushes these down, which means potentially 1, 2, maybe even 3 more rounds of storms to cross the mid-state this evening. Our computer models, again, not gospel, but they can show you kind of a general idea of how that happens. So this would be around 9 o'clock tonight. I think this one's a little quick. Quite frankly, I think it's initializing a little too fast. Might be closer to 10 o'clock when we see it in our northwestern tier. Likely continuing through 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Once it's gone, there's no severe weather expected in the next 7 days. I think we squeezed 5 months worth out in a day today, which is really, really unfortunate. Here's another look at a computer model. I think this one has a better handle on the timing. And again, we use these just for general viewpoints and to help with a visual here. So moving into our northwestern tier around 10, 11 o'clock, dropping into Middle Tennessee, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, rain continuing. And that's part of the reason why I'm so concerned about that overnight flood threat really starting to ramp up in areas across the area. So we need you to stay weather aware. It's not going to be the same situation. We've already seen it kind of try to evolve, and it'll continue, but we're just not out of the woods just yet.
Yeah, we're not, especially until that cold front gets through. So that is why it's very important to make sure you have ways to get warnings tonight. Have that weather radio on. Download that free Storm Shield app. That's geolocated. So as long as you have locations turned on, it will alert you. Newschannel5.com/weathercall, $15 a year. That's a couple cents a day. You can put an address in, whether it's your home or a loved one's house. You will get a phone call from the Storm 5 weather team for the number you enter. It could be a cell phone or landline, and you will get a call. It doesn't matter if it's the middle of the night, middle of the day, but a call to alert you of dangerous weather coming. I want to take a look at a storm. It's not warned on, but I've been watching it closely as it's moved through parts of Marshall County, Bedford County as well, because it has a little bit in the way of some hooking going on to it. So Chapel Hill, some intense downpours right now, likely some very strong winds. Unionville as well, just south of you along Highway 41A. But as we look at the rotation, it's not well defined, but there is some rotation with this around Unionville and then also just off to the west of Chapel Hill. So these are two areas I've been watching closely. We know the energy is in the atmosphere. It's not impossible, but just a heads up right there that we need to continue to monitor those storms closely. Lincoln County, Moore County, tornado warning till 8:30. Okay, so tornado warning in effect till 8:30 for these locations as we take a look at that rotation for the tornado warning itself. Right in here, let me go on and put a track on this from where the rotation is centered, and we're going to take this out a bit, take it out about 50 minutes. So if this were to hold together, Delana at 8:07, Brown Shop
down here in Alabama are looking neat.
Our current time is 8:04. 8:19 in Petersburg. And again, the warning goes until 8:30. Wouldn't surprise me if it was extended some. Belleville, 8:27. Mimosa, 8:32. Mulberry at 8:39. Lynchburg, 8:47. Bakertown at 8:52. Please don't be fooled by the fact the warning expires at 8:30, because even if that storm were to lose the rotation prompting the tornado warning, it still will bring concerns for some damaging wind and some heavy downpours. So getting in for a closer check, Boones Hill, that's where we have got the rotation pretty much about to move into your neck of the woods right now. Delana Boones Hill Road in the path of this, Short Road, Reed Hollow Road, that rotation headed towards you. The same for Peyton Road. And towards Sulphur Springs Road as well. Blakeville, you're in the path of where that rotation is currently located at this time. And as we take a look also at our other warnings that are in effect when it comes to the tornado warnings, Bedford, Coffee, Cannon, and Warren counties for another 10 minutes until 8:15. Summitville in the path of this. A lot of lightning with this. It's currently some gusty winds, some intense downpours over Bell Buckle. The rotation, though, is now east of Shelbyville. The rotation is actually right in here between Shelbyville and Normandy. It's right along and moving along Highway 41A at this time. So we'll take a look at our storm relative velocity on that and see where that rotation is. And indeed, it does continue, again, kind of right in there as these storms work through parts of Bedford County and Marshall counties right now. So we have got certainly some storms that have warranted these tornado warnings. Let me get it with a storm track right now where that rotation is centered, and we're going to take this out to the east about 50 minutes or so. Bugs Scuffle around 8:09. This would move into Normandy at 8:13, this part of the tornado warned storm. Again, the rotation itself south of Bell Buckle, now east of Shelbyville, moving along Highway 41A, busy corner at 8:26. Manchester, still a pretty significant storm at that point, 8:32. Westwood Homes at 8:35, 8:46 at Hillsboro, and Morrison at 8:55. So again, even if this does lose that tornado signatures with it and they were to drop it down to a thunderstorm warning, it's still a pretty intense storm that we will need to keep an eye on. So just kind of zooming in some streets for you. Blanton Chapel Road with this one, Sugar Camp Road. You all need to be in your safe place, the lowest floor of your home, as many walls between the outside and you as possible. Heading towards Barshaw Creek Road and Country Club Road as well. So lots still going on in the southern tier. A number of tornado warnings now throughout areas that really have not seen much today. They've had some sunshine out there. Katie was saying a little earlier, a friend of hers down, I believe, in Giles County was saying it was nice all day. You had that sunshine, but the thing was that sunshine, it's fuel for these storms. And now these storms, they've got that trigger mechanism. The storms are firing, and we're seeing that severe energy down there. Looks like we just had that severe thunderstorm warning potentially extended out a little bit right in here for Bedford, Coffee, Grundy, and Warren counties. That will go until 8:45 with that severe thunderstorm warning. And I'm still watching closely over parts of Marshall County and moving into Bedford County, this part of the cell as well, because it is something that does bring some concern to me. Still seeing that rotation, how quickly these storms have been able to spin up in rotation. Some good news right now. It looks like as we look in southern Kentucky, we have the flash flood warnings. But if I'm not mistaken, Bree, I'm not seeing any active thunderstorm warnings throughout our viewing area in southern Kentucky at this time.
A brief.
So we've got a little bit
mercy.
of a window right now. Yes, it's still raining, still a lot of lightning out there, but we are not seeing any active warnings when it comes to thunderstorms or even tornadoes in southern Kentucky. The bulk of them are throughout parts of the Cumberland Plateau and then working southward, so Clark Range. You're in the middle of this right now, and let me really get this in for where that particular tornado warned storm is, and likely a little bit of hail probably going on right in here, and it looks like they just updated part of this warning too as well that goes until 8:45 for Fentress and Cumberland counties. It's currently 8:10, so again, until 8:45 for that part of the warning. Looking down to the south, again, still watching that rotation. The Chapel Hill Union area. It's not tornado warned, but it's still something that has caught my eye. And then going back to our tornado warnings for Bedford, Cannon, Coffee, and Warren counties that will continue. Manchester, a lot of lightning for you all right now. McMinnville probably hearing those loud claps of thunder, a lot of lightning, and really concerned in this area right in here. In fact, let me get you in for some streets of where we've got some of that rotation right now. Powers Bridge Road, Cat Creek Road, this is heading in your direction. We are also seeing places like South Spring Street and moving towards the West Meade area down there as you get towards parts of Coffee and Warren counties as well. So a number of these areas under a tornado warning. Katie, I know you've been monitoring some of the information as well. What's the latest that you have right now?
Well, I also wanted to mention, because the three of us right now, we're in the studio, we don't have windows, and I mean, we've been at this for a couple of hours. It's after 8 o'clock. The sun has set. So now it kind of brings a different level of risk to some of these tornado warnings that we're watching. So we have a lot in effect right now. I'll tell you something about myself. I actually am red-green colorblind. I have a tough time sometimes when we show radar and you see those boxes and they're only outlined. I kind of have difficulty seeing that sometimes. So I really like this map, and in case you're like me or in case you just want a bit of a cleaner view, I want to show you this. So this is all the watches and warnings right now, really focusing on these red ones. That's our tornado warning. So for Overton, Putnam, and Fentress right now. So Fentress, Overton, and Putnam seeing that one tornado warning moving towards the east. Got another one just on the eastern side for our friends in Van Buren. Another one in the northern portion of Coffee County, Bedford, and the southern portion of Cannon. Then I'll back out and I'm going to go check out that lower one. But we've got another one right on the state border there of Alabama and Tennessee that we're kind of watching. It's near Giles, Marshall as well, and I believe that's Moore County and Lincoln County. So that's what we're also watching. Like I said, I really enjoy this graphic. I think it shows, at least for folks like me, if you have trouble sometimes, when it is cluttered and we have all those really bright colors on radar, and then we've also got all those warnings into the mix, kind of a bit of a bigger picture. Also a reminder, we've had so many tornado warnings today. We still have a watch, and the watch has a couple of hours left on it. If you're in Kentucky or the northern portion of Middle Tennessee, that goes until 9 p.m. So we still have quite some time on that. I'll double check and make sure they haven't extended it. And then for the southern half, that goes until 11 p.m. So this is a bit of a wider view. Again, the green ones, that's for our flood really warnings that we're keeping an eye on. The yellow is their severe thunderstorm warnings. And those red ones, tornado warnings. We have had reports. I don't want you to think just because you're in the yellow, it's not as serious as the red. It is. We've had storm spotters confirm winds of at least 70 miles per hour inside of some of these storms. So kind of think about even hurricane categories that would qualify. I mean, they're incredibly strong winds. It is nice to see at least some of us getting a bit of a break, if you can call it that, in western Kentucky, and then areas like Clarksville and Paris, Hopkinsville and Bowling Green. Still a lot of rainfall. That's why we're seeing all those green boxes. Flooding continuing to be a bit of a concern. And then we're still watching some of those tornado warnings, guys, right to our south, right, Bree?
Yeah, so unfortunately a new warning has been issued for Cumberland County. There's some circulation that has tightened up near the Crossville area, so we do continue to see these tornadoes. Also, the National Weather Service plans to replace the current tornado watch with a new watch that it will expire at 3 a.m. So the original watch was set to expire at 9 p.m., but with an additional round of storms coming, tornadoes not the top threat with that storm, but likely enough or possible enough that they want you to be aware that it is not just a thunderstorm set up in the overnight time frame. I do think wind will be the more widespread issue with the round that comes in the overnight time frame, that as well as flooding. Flooding is going to be a big deal, but of course, if there's any risk for tornadoes, we got to make sure that you know about it. Heavy rain continues to train across our northwestern counties. That's training is, think about a locomotive, you know, the engine goes and then every single car follows the exact same path that the engine takes. Well, that's what training happens in the atmosphere. It's when showers and storms roll over the same location, and that's what really enhances the flood risk. So really concerned about that, especially for our northern tier and our eastern tier. This is a look at the newest tornado warning. The rotation is just north of Crossville. And it is moving to the east. So Crossville, I want you to be taking those safety precautions. If you knew anybody that was traveling along Interstate 40, this is likely going to cross an interstate shortly, moving towards Fairfield Glade after it crosses that interstate, coming in to some streets in this particular area. So we're in the Baker Crossroads neighborhood, Creston around 127 and Highway 70, Dykes Crossroads, Baker Crossroads in this area. There's also a large area with wind and hail embedded here. So 2 tornado warnings that are ongoing. And it is indeed a very, very complicated map to look at. So the northern portion of it, this tornado warning in effect until 8:15. So that should drop off in about a minute or so. There we go. It just drops off. So that means eastern portions of Putnam County, you're clear now. Southern portions, Jackson, Overton, clear. Our concern where the lightning has this big uptick. It's between Clark Range and Crossville. That's where the newest tornado warning is. This is northern portions of Cumberland County, just north of 40, north of Highway 70. Looking a little bit further to the south, the tornado warned storm that was impacting portions of Warren County and Van Buren, that's now outside of the News Channel 5 area. That's what the Bledsoe warning is until 8:45. Severe thunderstorm warnings now for Moore County and for Bedford County and Coffee County. And then the tornadoes down to the south near Lincoln, Moore, and Franklin. The tornado that was near Elkton, or the tornado warned storm that was near Elkton, is now a tornado confirmed storm. There were spotters that saw it on the ground. Elkton is in right along that Giles Lincoln County border, and it looks like the rotation is along that border as well. So potentially having a tornado hug our southern Tennessee border, moving towards Bellevue, potentially towards Flintville if it can hold together. And then you see just across the border there are some circulations in northern portions of Alabama. Those would generally be on a track to the northeast, so it's possible that these 3 circulations here that are not in our area may try to travel to the northeast and impact Giles, southern Marshall. They should have an easterly component to them, and they will be working into an area that's slightly less favorable, clearly, because it just stopped raining. Once that's done, that's when we have to look to our neighbors to the northwest, which is where we have our final push of storms coming through. There are storms indeed in Kentucky, but what we're waiting on is this kind of disconnected line from south central. It's right, I put a little arrow on this to point it out to you. It's from just outside St. Louis, kind of the Effingham area. This stretches down towards southern Illinois. This little tail over here in southern Missouri, these are kind of going to work together because it's all a cold front, and that is what's going to slide into our area tonight, give us our final final opportunity for active weather in what has just been a nonstop day. Here's a computer model to show you some of the impacts here. So again, heavy rain, wind, the possibility of some tornadoes with this line may not be into our northern tier until closer to midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Leland and Nikki D are set to be here at 1 a.m. and they're going to make sure that we see this thing out the door completely. School closures continue to come in across the area. We have a handful that are closed and some that are opening late. Cumberland opening late, Robertson, Sumner, Wilson, and Murray County closed. And power outages, unfortunately, coming in, which makes it really difficult because it's hard to keep track of what's going on if you can't turn the TV on. Those power outages, Rory, do you have those across the area?
Yeah, and just checking Duck River Electric, which of course includes parts of Murray, Bedford. It has jumped up a lot, as you see, almost 17,000 reported. I don't know if we have that. Yeah, we do, 16,883. And all the numbers really, NES, Middle Tennessee Electric, you see there, CDE, Light Band, just a few, that's Montgomery County. That's Cumberland Electric covering Robertson, Stewart, parts of Cheatham, and Sumner reporting almost 3,000 out. So we're keeping track of that. Do have a programming note to throw in real quick if I can. We'll put this on because, you know, tonight is usually on News Channel 5. We have an hour and a half of Survivor and then going into the Amazing Race. We want you to let you know Survivor obviously has been preempted. Here are your options. It will air again Friday, 12:37 a.m. And again, this is due to our coverage. So just take note of that. And also, if you have Paramount Plus, CBS.com, depending on your cable or satellite, we will let you know. I want to go back to the weather coverage, guys.
All right, take it real quick, Rory.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about some of the flooding concerns as well.
Henry, if I can add something real quick, they are going to be issuing a new tornado warning for Coffee County. We do need to talk about the flooding, but since the National Weather Service just shared that, I wanted to touch on it. So Coffee County will now be under a tornado warning. National Weather Service still drawing that up. So really our southern, our southeastern tier continues. We've got Cumberland County. We'll have Coffee County, Moore County, and Lincoln County under active tornado warnings. It's really starting to blossom significantly, even just across northern Alabama, northern Georgia. We're seeing these tornado warnings start to pop up. But that flood risk is a significant concern and will only increase overnight tonight.
And also worth pointing out, too, some of these counties towards the plateau, Coffee's not included, but Warren is in a flash flood warning now. Van Buren, White, Cumberland, DeKalb, we've got flooding concerns. Macon, Trousdale, Smith, Wilson, Davidson, Cheatham, Robertson, parts of Montgomery County, flash flood warnings in Todd, Christian, and Trigg counties as well. So we have seen a lot of rainfall. We continue to see massive amounts of rainfall as well. And it does look like, did they finally put that warning out? Yeah, so it goes till 8:45 for Coffee, Grundy, and Warren counties, that tornado warning. It's over the Manchester area right now. And real quick, just want to show on the flooding, and then coming back to that one. Robertson and Sumner counties, where we even had a flash flood emergency in Sumner County earlier, that goes until 10 o'clock tonight, the flooding concerns. Again, flash flood warnings remaining in effect for many of these locations, as we have seen in some spots with more rain on the way, some pretty excessive amounts of rain. Parts of Robertson County picking up over 3 inches in the last 6 hours, and more rainfall that is on the way. I'm going to come back to this real quick, though. Zoom back in towards where our tornado warning is for Coffee, Grundy, and Warren counties. A lot of lightning with this storm, indicating as we see that uptick with it, an increase in energy. Getting you in, doing a little street level mapping with this too. This is the rotation not far from I-24, so we'll be crossing over that. Southern parts of Manchester, you are seeing this right now that is warranted that tornado warning, and giving you some streets. White Oaks, Camping Ground Road, Roberts Lane, you're in the path of this. New Bushy Branch Road in the path of this as well. We have got heavy downpours, you've got hail with this, and as we continue to watch this particular storm as it makes its way through the area, It is now a tornado warned storm until 8:45 this evening. So we've got the tornado warning that's in effect until 8:45. We've got flooding concerns and more rain on the way as well, Bree.
Yeah, unfortunately, the rotation really tightened up near the Manchester area. And if this is going to hold together, this would impact portions of Grundy County, potentially southern portions of Warren County. Also, still getting updates from some emergency managers across the area. Sumner County, they are still actively working rescues in flooded homes. They are evacuating people from homes that have water that have come into those homes. So our emergency responders are working so hard, and we are so grateful for their work, especially in the fact that they're coming out and they're trying to help people in the middle of these storms. So as far as the newest warning that just came in, the rotation is likely just to the southeast of the Manchester area. This would keep it it's pretty close to Manchester, kind of the White Oaks, Blackjack area towards Hillsborough. We're seeing wind speeds here pretty strong, not just within the rotation, but let me just turn regular wind speed, not the direction on. We're seeing wind speeds upwards of 60, 70, potentially 80 miles an hour. And again, we're looking pretty far away here from the storm. We're looking pretty high up in the storm. So we want folks in the Manchester area near Highway 41, near Highway 55 to be in that interior space, West Mead area, New Bushy Branch Road, Campground Road, South Spring Street, Cat Creek Road, Clifton Scott Road. This is just going to continue, potentially impacting the Hillsborough area. If it can hold together, Altamont, sometimes when storms move into higher elevations, they do tend to experience a little bit more rotation, quite literally because the cloud is closer to the ground. When those funnel clouds stretch down from the cloud, they don't have to stretch as far. And so since these are moving into our plateau counties, that may be helping some of the tornado genesis that's happening there. That's the fancy word for tornado formation. Cumberland County remains under a tornado warning. Unfortunately, we continue to get more reports of flooding, submerged vehicles across portions of Sumner County, of cars that have completely stalled out and gotten stuck, especially near portions of Gallatin, near Water Road and East Broadway. That's the main downtown area of Gallatin. Just a ton of really sweet shops, railroad track that goes through there, some incredible restaurants down in the square in Gallatin. Not an area that typically is this prone to flooding. So that is a significant water rise across the Gallatin area. Tornado warning remains in effect for Cumberland County. I think the worst of it is now moving to the east side of Cumberland County. Crossville, I still want you in that lowest, most interior place. Folks near Highway 70, Dorton area, this is likely where we're seeing that rotation. And so we want to make sure that you are in a place that you feel safe, right? That you feel protected. This will continue for another 15 minutes or so. Then we look towards the south. I'm going to switch it back over to warnings to clean it up. It's mainly severe thunderstorm warnings that extend from Shelbyville to just south of Mooneyham. But then we have three tornado warnings. That fourth one's outside of our area. One near Manchester. That one looking fairly robust. We want folks to be in an interior space. One in the northern portions of Lincoln and western portions of Moore County. And then another one in southern portions of Lincoln County. So we're likely going to see some of these storms continue to churn across our southeastern tier. Flash flooding remains a big concern as we look towards our northern tier and we look towards another wave of rain to be moving into the area tonight. Again, to show you kind of some timing on what we're expecting. This is a look at, again, a computer model. It's not gospel, but you see how these storms come in from the northwest, likely 10-ish, 11 o'clock, not packing the same likelihood of tornadoes that this first round did, but the National Weather Service is concerned enough about it that they've gone ahead and extended the tornado watch in effect until 3 a.m. And so that may change a little bit of how you plan. Because if you've lost power, and I know some folks lost power came back, emergency crews are going to have to be dealing with round after round. If you've lost power, but you're going to stay in your home and wait for them to get the power back on, then you want to focus on your resources that can keep you informed overnight. If you're near a flood-prone spot, especially, because I expect that to increase overnight tonight as additional rain, potentially an additional 2 to 3 inches comes through in some areas. That's going to cause that runoff. That's going to cause rises in waterways. And even some of the challenge we saw today is that the water receded, but it left behind tree trunks and branches over the roads. So that makes the roads impassable, even though they are dry. Terrific amount of cleanup. Always be careful too. We have not heard many reports of power lines down, but you always want to assume those are live. Never want to touch those. It's possible that those could be out there. And if there is power out, that means if you have to travel, if you are out and about, the lights, the street lights, the traffic lights, I mean, everything becomes dark and watercolor.
And if I can add on that too,
Yeah.
this is why we tell you not to go into floodwaters, because if there's a power line in that water, you don't know what's in there. But the concerns of being electrocuted, even snakes. We saw it, to give you an example, in
snakes and cicadas.
Snakes and cicadas, yes. But we know we've got water moccasins in this region. We know in these flood-prone areas, if the water comes over, you just don't know what's in there. You don't even know if it's sewage water, if a sewer is backing up. Please stay out of the flooded waters. This includes with driving too. Do not drive through flooded waters.
Yeah, a lot of people think that, you know, if you go to some of our waterways after a big rainfall event, the water feels cold, it feels crisp, it feels fresh, but the quality of the water after a rainfall event usually actually goes down because of pesticides, fertilizers, gas, chemicals getting washed into our waterways. So when we have big rainfalls like this, yes, that flood water is flood water, but it's likely dirty, diseased, may or may not have hazards submerged in it, may or may not have creatures in it. We just need to we've been saying it all day. If you've got storms like this or a threat like that, your best bet is to get out of the way. We want to let our emergency crews work, and we've got to get these storms out of the News Channel 5 area. The worst of it remains on our southeastern tier, where we have ongoing tornado warnings now all across Lincoln County. So Fayetteville, Hillsborough, I think, really getting the worst of this, and then the northern portions of Cumberland County, there's a small segment there. Looks like we've got potentially a couple areas of rotation in the east. Let me move this up for you so you can see it. It's this area here, and then potentially a secondary circulation now on the north side of Lincoln County. So this impacting Moore County, Franklin County, near Highway 231, the Mulberry area, Lynchburg, everyone's favorite place. We want to make sure that we are in our safe location. Winchester, Highway 64, Highway 41 towards Sewanee. This is going to continue off to the east. There is a bit of a reprieve in the sense that there are no active warnings in our western tier, but we're not putting our guard down just yet because more showers, more storms are on the way. We're actually starting to see that kind of southeastward turn with the thunderstorms across our Kentucky tier. That is going to dip to the south and to the southeast and roll over the area that is still under a flash flood emergency. Robertson County, Sumner County, flash flood emergencies. That's because of ongoing water rescues, and with additional heavy rain on the way, this batch and another one behind it, water levels will continue to rise across that area. And so we want folks to be safe as you head into the evening hours tonight. Henry, you've pulled up some analysis here as well.
Yeah, and so I'm going to head over to the smart screen, kind of look at some of this as we've been monitoring these storms. You can see where all the energy is located. Some that is concerning me is that we're starting to see an uptick in lightning on these southern Kentucky storms, indicating that they're probably getting some strength back as well, increasing in strength. So we need to watch these closely. Right now within the News Channel 5 coverage area, there are no warnings in southern Kentucky. All of the active warnings right now are throughout parts of Middle Tennessee, down around the Crossville area, as you saw, and working south of that. Coffee, Grundy, Warren counties, that tornado warning going until 8:45. So for just under another 15 minutes. Summitville area, the rotation is just to the south of you, but Manchester, you are seeing the bulk of that rotation moving through, and it's now just to your east as it continues to work now on the other side of I-24. So let me go on and put a storm track on this from the rotation just to give you an idea. We'll take it out about 25 minutes here. That puts it 12 miles out from its current location. Winton Town, 8:37, and then at 8:46 for the Hickson area as well. Getting in for a closer check to put some streets on here for you. Again, Hillsborough seeing this right now. But if you are in Henry Cove Road, Ashbury Road, you've got the rotation over you right now. Stevenson Road, that rotation is right there. And then heading towards the Hickson community as well, please. This is time now to head down to your safe place. hail associated with this storm that we have seen in some places around an inch or greater. In fact, this radar estimate right here shows 1.5 inches of size hail that's been falling. So you're getting in this range to about, in some cases, golf ball size hail to ping pong ball size hail. Wouldn't surprise me. A lot of wind, a lot of energy in these storms. They tower very high in the sky with a lot of energy to allow the development. And then looking once again at that wider view here, these are the active warnings we have, and then we are seeing places like Chattanooga now with severe thunderstorm warnings going outside of the News Channel 5 coverage area. There is one storm that has a warning just north of the News Channel 5 coverage area, a severe thunderstorm warning. It's parts of Marshall County included in that, and then of course you've got the flash flood warnings that are in effect throughout southern Kentucky at this time. But just kind of really looking at what we are monitoring right here, I do want to come down to these storms in the southern tier and right around Tullahoma, Manchester. Even though the rotation is past, you've got some heavy downpours in these locations, some very intense wind in these locations, and this is impacting significantly I-24 between Manchester and Hillsborough right now. So if you had any reason to be on the road tonight, even if you had to come up to town this evening, move up towards the Nashville area, you need to be mindful that we have got some intense rain, some hail, and some very dangerous. You are now putting all those first responders at risk that would have to come out in the case of an emergency. Taking a look also at the southern tier with the Franklin, Lincoln, Madison, and Moore County. A tornado warning until 9:15 now with this particular one. And as we just gather some of the latest information on this tornado warned storm, and of course a host of tornado warnings that are in northern Alabama as well. This particular storm is producing possibly golf ball size hail.
Welcome back. This is a Fox Weather Alert bringing you a live visual of Huntsville, Alabama. Notice the American flag is limp right now, but we've talked about some potent storms pushing through northern Alabama, an area that's under a tornado watch, and that will be going all the way until 3 a.m. local time, right? That's one of those newly issued watches. Let's show you the stats so far today and where we stand, because we have a long ways to go. And so it's impressive when you're looking at multiple areas where you have winds that were 70 mile per hour or greater. Murfreesboro, Tennessee, we had live visuals of that blinding rain. Mount Vernon and Johnsonville, Illinois. That was part of that shelf cloud that Corey, Brandon, and Vince, they were all right there. The concern is this. We still have 34 million Americans in the threat for tonight. Active warnings right now encompass 2.5 million people. Notice how many active tornado warnings, 10 of them. Nothing has throttled back as we push through the late evening time. And I know the sun has set, so this has turned into a nocturnal threat. What kind of Huntsville, Alabama is alluding to. Notice the expansive nature of this shows you it's 622 miles long. Goes from the Red River region, the Arklatex, all the way into the Tennessee Valley region and pushing towards Chattanooga. But notice how many pink and purple boxes we have. It's flash flood emergency up here, northern of Nashville. By the way, in those two flash flood emergencies, there's two of them, which is the 9th and the 10th one of 2024, you have 235,000 people. This is a massive population, and by the way, that is not going to subside overnight. They have additional storms that are going to push through, and it's going to exacerbate everything that you've already seen in northern Tennessee along that I-65 corridor, where several spots have actually led to almost a half foot of rain. Notice below me, that was Maury County, Tennessee. That moved just outside of Columbia, Tennessee. I was tracking this. We had confirmation of that wide tornado. It led to a tornado emergency. We've had 3 of them the past 3 days. One in Oklahoma, one in southern Michigan, the first one ever for Michigan last night, and then this one came into Tennessee. By the way, in Maury County, it was a deadly tornado. We had Maury County Regional Health Hospital had 5 patients, 3 of them non-life-threatening, 1 still in serious condition, and sadly 1 person did pass away. We also had one person who died in North Carolina because of these storms. We had a tree that fell on a car. There was 2 people inside the car. One was taken to the hospital with serious conditions. One passed because of that. So these are volatile systems that really can turn deadly just that fast because of what you're seeing below. The trees there limit your line of sight. You can't tell, and before you know it, the damaging wind threat or the tornado is on top of you, right? Why it's so important to learn, or not learn, but listen to those tornado warnings, those warnings that you get to your phone, and learn what you should do if you are caught outside, right? And not driving into that threat. So we talk about what's happening in northern Alabama. This is Athens along that I-65 corridor where we have a confirmed tornado. And notice this is observed. This is not radar indicated. So even this late at night, the pulsing of that lightning is getting enough people visibility of those tornadic conditions. Now, when I'm looking at this couplet, I'm thinking broad rotation as this pushes from Reed towards Country Club Acres, towards French Mill, Athens, Blackburn. This is the area that I'm watching. Over Reed, you may have low-end rotation. What I think at this point is potentially you're getting that radar scan showing you in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, still some rotation. I don't think this is staying on the ground at this point from what the tools that we have. We do have another confirmed tornado north of there, and this couplet looks a little more impressive when we bring it up on the velocity scan. There is at least gate-to-gate shear when you have the red and the green. Not strong, but notice what's happening here in southern Tennessee. This one's only a tornado warning, but that couplet looked much more impressive. So yeah, Sam, great job. Let's dive into this because this is out towards Blanche. This had been confirmed, and look at that. You have a damaging wind threat leading ahead of this, and then you have this bright couplet right there, a very tight rotation, an indication of potentially tornadic conditions just to the southwest of Yukon. Notice in these areas of Yukon, Kirkland, and Bellevue, they are getting a damaging wind threat. So you have 85-mile-per-hour differential. That is easily enough to keep the tornado active. That's enough to lower a funnel out of the parent cloud and connect to the surface and keep this ongoing. These wind estimates that we have here, that's going to be for straight line wind damage. That's going to be pushing through as we look towards Bellevue and Camargo and those spots. This is going to push over the Highway 231 corridor. And so this shows you how volatile the atmosphere is in northern Alabama, southern Tennessee, pushing towards Chattanooga, right? And notice how many warnings that we have embedded in this. Now, something to look at with this is the overall system is still acting as renegade storms, acting as supercells. They're tapping into an environment that for most of the day was untouched, untapped. We've had multiple waves keep pushing through Tennessee. But that was northern Tennessee, middle Tennessee. Now this is the southern aspect of it, and Chattanooga, where even if you did have storms earlier in the day, you had plenty of daylight that warmed it back up, and then it was destabilized. I know it's now dark, but before the sun set, the atmosphere was primed for what we see right now. We have a tornado possible tag on the severe thunderstorm warning, but now we're starting to talk about areas deep into the night where you have bigger towns like Knoxville, and you're looking at a 30-mile, lead time of what could be happening, where you go from a tornado warning to a possible tornado tag, going through a cycling pattern, and then it's going to be pushing back. So that's going to be a concern, is the amount of people that could be impacted. Notice this line of storms is going to enter a territory where, as it moves over the Mississippi River, there is the potential for this to continue to stay active and severe. We'll track the very latest with this threat, not only tonight, but as we push into tomorrow. Make sure you keep it with us here on Fox Weather.
the industrial-grade products you need. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Whatever you do it for less. At Harbor Freight.
$5 miles will be okay. So we can probably drive about 5 miles and be okay. As long as we can keep radar, we can see it. Run this.
Run it?
Run it. No, don't.
Oh, yeah, I'm not.
Sorry.
I'm watching. Don't worry. I have a brain despite your stupid suggestions sometimes.
Yeah. Don't do it. Don't run it.
Let me rap.
Don't run it.
I'm not.
We got time.
Wonder if it might be cycling out in front again. You see that secondary area of
Hey, the Braves won.
We got it.
We
got it.
He just ran that, didn't he? That guy was getting the heck out of here. Okay. Windshield wipers, please. Yep. Keep going. We got it. I can see it on radar. Should be able to see it across in front of us as well. Get past this tree line. Gotta keep eyes on it. Still got a ways until we're anywhere near it.
I'm watching
windshield wipers. What are you watching? The southern cell?
No, not the
flooding begins over the next little bit. Okay, so let's check out these new tornado warnings. Huntsville, Alabama is officially under a tornado warning now. We need everybody in that town to take shelter as the Athens storm is now past Athens for the most part and moving towards
If you spot a tornado, go at once into the basement or small central room in the sturdy structure. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lower